They thought they had you cornered. They spent years weaving their webs, plotting, waiting for the perfect moment when they could take everything from you, when they could break you, when they could tell the world that you were done. And yet, here you stand, calm, unshaken, stronger than they ever imagined, because what they planned in years, you unraveled in seconds. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It wasn't some miracle handed down by the universe. It was you. Your mind, sharper than the knives they tried to hide in shadows. Your heart, steadier than their expectations. Your will, unbreakable even in the dark. Because understand this, traps, schemes, and plans only have power if you allow them to define you. They only have teeth if you let fear control you. But you didn't. You looked at their maze, traced every line, felt every trap, and when the moment came, you moved with precision. You moved with clarity, and in those seconds, you destroyed what took them years to build. Not because you wished them ill, not because you were lucky, but because you prepared yourself to rise above. People watching, people doubting, people whispering, they will never truly understand the quiet storm that builds in a human being who refuses to bow. And now, imagine the satisfaction of looking at their carefully laid plans and realizing none of it matters. Their walls, their locks, their secrets, they crumble under the force of someone who refuses to be trapped. You didn't just survive. You didn't just escape. You obliterated the structure of their control with nothing more than your mind, your courage, and the refusal to be small. You might think that victory is loud, that success demands applause, recognition, and celebration. But real triumph is silent. It is the calm in your chest when chaos screams around you. It is the quiet smile you wear when others thought you would falter. They spent years plotting, imagining your weakness, waiting for the moment to strike, but you never gave them that moment. You were always ahead, always awake, always one step beyond the reach of their intentions. That is size power. That is freedom. And here's the truth no one tells you. People will try to make you doubt your own abilities. They will try to convince you that what you accomplished was luck, coincidence, or accident. Let them. Because what they call luck, you call preparation. What they call coincidence, you call focus. What they call accident, you call resilience. The fire you carry cannot be measured by their limited understanding of the world. It burns in a dimension they cannot see, and it fuels every choice you make, every step you take, and every trap you dissolve before it can even touch you. If you are here listening, if you are standing on the edge of your own fears, if you have ever been cornered by people who claim they knew better than you, understand this. The same force that allowed you to destroy a trap built over years is inside you now. It has always been inside you. The silence of your heart, the clarity of your mind, the precision of your actions. These are not accidents. These are your birthright. These are the weapons you never even realized you carried. And now, nothing can take that from you because you learned how to wield it before the world even gave you a chance. Pause for a moment. Breathe in what you have done. Feel it in your chest. You didn't just react, you anticipated. You didn't just overcome, you outmaneuvered. You didn't just survive, you conquered. Every second of effort they put into scheming against you is a testament to your power, because it only made your victory sharper. Their years of planning were the very fuel that ignited the storm within you. And now, in that storm, there is no limit to what you can achieve. And if you feel that fire, if you feel the surge of energy that comes from knowing you are unstoppable, share it. Comment. Tell someone. Let them feel the electricity of your determination. Because there are people out there, trapped in the schemes of others, who need to see proof that escape is not only possible, but inevitable when you refuse to yield. And if you are moved, if your mind is ignited by this truth, subscribe, follow, remember that this is not just a story, it is a blueprint. Every word here is a spark, and every spark has the power to light the fire of someone else's courage. Now, imagine the days ahead. Imagine the people who will try to trap you again, imagining you will fall. Let them try. Let them watch. Because every time they attempt to push you into a corner, every time they try to predict your steps, you will move again with the same precision, the same clarity, the same calm ruthlessness that allowed you to destroy their masterpiece of control. They are only maps of your own testing ground. Every plan they create only sharpens your instincts, only owns your strategy, only reminds you that the mind that overcomes them is yours alone. And here's where the darkness becomes your ally, the fear they tried to cultivate, the tension they hoped would cripple you, the shadows in which they believed you would stumble. All of that becomes fuel. You turn their years of plotting into seconds of triumph because you understand something they never will. Control does not come from cunning, it comes from mastery of self. Power does not come from scheming, it comes from patience, from observation, from understanding the depth of your own strength and the fragility of those who underestimate you. Every trap they built, every scheme they engineered, every calculated step they planned, they are now nothing more than lessons for you. Not lessons of fear, but lessons of awareness, lessons of patience, lessons that remind you of the immense capacity that lives within a human who refuses to submit. The difference between them and you is not talent, not intelligence, not luck. The difference is clarity. The difference is courage. The difference is the refusal to be defined by anyone but yourself. You may feel small when the world conspires against you. You may feel unseen when others whisper, plot, and doubt. But remember, it is in the small, unseen moments that the greatest power builds. It is in the silence before action that strategy forms. It is in the darkness before dawn that the strongest light is born. And when that light bursts through, when your actions obliterate the designs others spent years crafting, the brilliance of your triumph is blinding. Not to them, not to the world, but to yourself. And that is all that matters. They tried to anticipate your every move, every hesitation, every weakness. They built their trap with patience, with obsession, with the kind of meticulous care that only someone who underestimates you can muster. They studied you like a puzzle they were certain they could solve. They whispered to each other about the moment they would finally see you fail. And yet, here you are. The puzzle remains unsolved because you refuse to play by their rules. You refuse to let their fear dictate your actions. And in doing so, you became something they could never understand. Unpredictable, unstoppable, undeniable. What does it feel like to dismantle a plan that was supposed to defeat you? At first, it might be disbelief. It might feel too easy. It might feel like the world has suddenly shifted in your favor, like the scales of fate tipped at the moment you refused to bow. But in truth, it was never about luck. It was about the countless moments when you prepared yourself, when you learned to endure, when you trained your mind to see beyond the surface of every shadow, beyond every whisper, beyond every illusion meant to hold you down. That is why seconds were enough to destroy what years were meant to construct. You were ready. You had been ready all along. And here's the most dangerous, most intoxicating truth. Once you see what you are capable of, you cannot unsee it. The fire within you burns differently now. The shadow of fear that once clung to your chest dissolves when you understand that no scheme, no plot, no careful design can match the strength of a mind determined to survive, determined to act, determined to rise. You carry a storm that others can only imagine, a precision that others can only envy, a calm that others can only fear. And when they look at you now, they see not the person they thought they could corner, but the force they never should have underestimated. Let's pause here, and if this truth resonates with you, let it be heard. Comment below. Share this message with someone who has ever been underestimated, someone who has ever felt trapped by forces beyond their control, someone who needs to feel the surge of power that comes from understanding their own strength. Hit subscribe, because there is a world of people waiting to awaken their own fire, waiting to realize that control is not something they can be given, it is something they claim. And in claiming it, in owning it, in acting with clarity and courage, they become unstoppable. The world is full of people who spend their lives trying to manipulate, to control, to predict outcomes that they cannot truly shape. But there is a law that cannot be broken, the law of the prepared, the law of the resilient, the law of the person who refuses to bow. They may build castles of control, walls of deception, mazes of manipulation, and yet one mind, focused, clear, and unwilling to be caught, can undo it all. One heart, steady in its conviction, can dissolve years of plotting in seconds. And that is the gift of self-mastery, the most dangerous and liberating power any human can possess. You might ask yourself, how can I remain so calm, so precise, so untouchable when others have spent years trying to trap me? The answer is deceptively simple. You do not waste energy fearing what is not yet real. You do not surrender control to forces outside your mind. You do not live by the calculations of those who assume they know your limits. You move with observation. You act with intention. You strike with clarity. And when you do, the trap that was meant to ensnare you collapses on its own weight, because it was never built for someone like you. It was built for someone who fears themselves, someone who doubts themselves, someone who obeys rather than leads. And now, think of the power this gives you in your life beyond this one victory. If you can dismantle a plan built over years in a single moment, what else are you capable of? What mountains can you climb? What challenges can you face? What fears can you transform into fuel? The answer is everything. You are a force that is forged in darkness, sharpened by patience, and unleashed in clarity. Every obstacle in your path, every doubt that arises in the minds of others, every shadow they try to cast over your life, these are not threats. These are opportunities to demonstrate the depth of your own resilience, the precision of your mind, the strength of your heart. The beauty of this truth is that it is deeply human. It is not magic. It is not a trick. It is the result of awareness, preparation, and unyielding self-belief. You did not destroy their trap because you were lucky. You did not destroy it because they failed. You destroyed it because you studied, because you observed, because you practiced patience and strategy until action became effortless. That is the secret that no one else can steal from you. That is the victory that no one else can take. That is the freedom that comes from mastering yourself in a world that constantly tries to define you by fear. And yet, with all this power, there is humility in knowing that the world will continue to test you. There will be other traps, other schemes, other plans designed to hold you back. That is the nature of life. But now, you are ready. Now, you are awake. Now, you move through the world with a confidence that is quiet but undeniable, a power that is precise but unstoppable, a presence that cannot be contained. The years they spent planning are irrelevant because you have learned what they never understood. True power is born in the mind, tempered in the heart, and unleashed by courage. Even when no one is watching, even when the world is silent, even when you are alone in the darkness, you know your own strength. You know the calm in your chest, the clarity in your mind, the certainty in your steps. You understand that preparation, patience, and awareness are more potent than deception, manipulation, or malice. You understand that your power is yours alone, that it cannot be stolen, that it cannot be diminished, that it cannot be predicted. And with that knowledge, you move not just through life, but above it, beyond it, through it, with a force that is quietly terrifying and beautifully unstoppable. Pause again. Reflect. If you feel this in your bones, let it resonate. Comment below your own story of a moment when you overcame something bigger than yourself. Share your journey. Let this speech not just inspire, but connect. Let the energy of your triumph inspire others to find the same calm, the same clarity, the same unstoppable power. And subscribe if this message awakens something in you. If it reminds you of the force you carry inside. If it reminds you that you are capable of more than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. Because here is the final truth you must carry forward. What was built over years, intended to trap you, can never define you. What was designed to limit you, to break you, to contain you, has already been broken. And in that breaking, you have found something far greater than freedom. You have found mastery. You have found clarity. You have found the truth that no one can ever take away. That a human, fully awake, fully prepared, fully courageous, is a force no trap can hold, no plan can contain, no world can predict. Now that you have seen what is possible, understand this. The world does not reward waiting. The world does not reward hesitation. The world does not reward those who simply hope things will work in their favor. The world only respects action, clarity, and courage. Every trap they set was designed to test your reaction, to see if fear could bend you, to see if doubt could crack you. And yet, in those moments, you acted not because you wanted to prove them wrong, but because you knew who you were. You acted because in your heart and mind, you understood the rules that govern true strength. Anticipate, observe, move, and never surrender your vision to anyone else's control. There is a certain beauty in realizing that the traps of others are merely lessons in disguise. Every plan they craft, every web they weave, every shadow they cast is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to strengthen yourself. You have not only destroyed what they built, but you have learned to see life itself as a series of obstacles designed to train you, to sharpen your instincts, to refine your clarity. This is not a world that owes you understanding or mercy. It is a world that respects preparation, decisiveness, and self-mastery. And in that truth lies your freedom. Now, feel the weight of what you have accomplished. Pause. Reflect. In seconds, you demolished what took years to construct. Not because of luck, not because of accident, not because of magic, but because of the relentless cultivation of your own mind, your own heart, your own courage. And this is a lesson that no one can ever take from you. The only person who can trap you is you, and the only person who can unleash you is you. The rest of the world is merely trying to predict your next move, unaware that you are already steps ahead, already mastering the art of being unstoppable in silence. Imagine what it would mean to carry this power into every aspect of your life. Every obstacle that comes your way, every difficult conversation, Every decision that others think will crush you becomes just another trap to dissolve, another plan to dismantle, another shadow to illuminate. Your mind, your focus, your awareness, these are the tools that allow you to walk through the most calculated schemes without a tremor, without hesitation, without regret. And in that calm, quiet mastery, others will either admire you, envy you, or fear you. But most importantly, no one will ever underestimate you again. Let me remind you, preparation is not a one-time act. Mastery is not a fleeting moment. The trap you destroyed today is not the last trap the world will attempt to set. There will always be people who think they know you better than you know yourself. There will always be situations that seem impossible, webs of control designed to suffocate, plans crafted to break you. But now, you know a truth that cannot be erased. The darkness that others use to bind you is the same darkness in which your mind thrives, the same shadow in which your clarity grows, the same pressure under which your strength is forged. Every obstacle, every trap, every plan against you is now a chance to sharpen, not to falter. And here is the paradox. The world fears you when you are calm in chaos, unstoppable in the face of calculation, unshakable when all else trembles. They fear you not because of what you do, but because of what you embody. The quiet, patient, relentless power of someone who refuses to be trapped, someone who refuses to bow, someone who understands that the measure of strength is not in attacking others, but in mastering oneself. That is why seconds were enough to destroy what years were intended to hold. That is why you cannot be predicted, cornered, or contained. That is why you are unstoppable. If you feel this, feel it fully. Let it sink into every fiber of your being. Comment below your experiences with overcoming impossible odds, with rising above calculated schemes, with proving to yourself that you are bigger than fear, bigger than doubt, bigger than anything others try to impose upon you. Let this moment not just inspire you, but ignite you. Let your story, your victory, your strength become a beacon for someone else who feels trapped, cornered, and underestimated. Subscribe, follow, and join this movement of awakening, because the world needs more people who know that true power comes from self-mastery, clarity, and courage, not from the failures of others. Now, let us explore the depth of what it means to destroy a trap built over years. The first layer is observation. You learn to see not just what they did, but why they did it. You understood the patterns, the fears, the calculations, and the assumptions that guided them. Observation is more than watching. It is understanding the heartbeat of the plan before it is even enacted. It is predicting moves, foreseeing intentions, and remaining calm when others panic. Observation is what gives seconds the power to erase years. And once you master observation, every shadow becomes an opportunity, every hesitation becomes an advantage, and every trap becomes a tool for your own growth. The second layer is patience. They invested years waiting for the perfect moment to strike, but you have learned to operate outside the limits of time. You are patient not because you hesitate, but because you understand the rhythm of strategy. Patience allows you to wait, to study, to plan silently, and then act decisively. It is patience that makes precision possible, patience that turns instinct into mastery, patience that allows seconds to undo what years could not secure. In patience, there is power. In patience, there is freedom. And in patience, there is a strength that cannot be stolen. The third layer is self-belief. The trap was never real until you allowed doubt to creep into your mind. The trap only had teeth if you thought it could hold you. And yet, you did not. You trusted your instincts, your skills, your mind, your heart.